Hello, greetings and salutations, listeners. It's been a while, but I have returned. Anyway, so I was pressure washing the other day, and I got to thinking, you know, this stuff that I'm pressure washing. This is what I was thinking at the time. Um, the stuff that I'm pressure washing, like, how does it go from being like, you know, completely clean furniture because it was mostly furniture. I mean, sometimes you like the driveway, the sidewalk, like the sort of like jagged concrete area, then like the porch, screen room if applicable. It's not really a screen room. It's a back porch really. It's just like a screened area, but there's not really anything out there. There's not like a pool or anything at this place that I was pressure washing. It's not my house or anything, but I was it's a long story. But the point is, I was there pressure washing, so there was a little bit of that, but it was more furniture than there was ground. So, well, I don't mean that there. I mean, in order for the furniture to exist, there would have to be ground for it to be on because of it blasted gravity. So at some point you gotta think about where like how much ground we're covering in a sense because the ground's everywhere. Like anywhere that you can walk, whatever you're walking on, that's the ground. And the ground can it can be concrete, it can be asphalt, it can be dirt, it can be grass, it can be sand, it could be rocks, it could be gravel. Can't quite be water because under the water is solid, so the ground is always going to be solid. Um, I mean, basically it's rocks. If you go down far down enough, like even if the ground's sand, if you're in like the desert or on a beach perhaps, and there's sand, below that it is going to be rocks. It's just a matter of how far down you would need to go to get to the rocks. So, if you want something, if you want, your drink perhaps on the rocks, well, you just get a regular drink. It's already on the rocks because you're standing on rocks or laying or sitting or whatever, but you are on rocks right now. There were directly below you, there are rocks, and that's a fact. Unless you're listening to this on somewhere that's not a planet, like if you're in a rocket right now, I guess, or if you're in a space station, or if you're in space, I guess. I mean, I don't understand how you would have internet connection there, but hey, whatever. You never know. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to date this or anything like that. But yeah. Assuming, of course, you're on a planet or really any known celestial body that's has been discovered up until this point, then there are rocks directly below you. And you may be asking yourself, what does this have to do with pressure washing? Well, only a little bit. I mean, it's about as much as anything has to do with anything else, really. I mean, everything's kind of related when you think about it. You could name two seemingly unrelated things or topics, and I will make a bridge between them. So it's really, I mean, you know. Um, anyway, so yeah, so I was pressure washing. So as far as the furniture goes, by furniture, it's basically just chairs. There were a bunch of chairs out there. Um, try to give you a visual. Let's see. So white chairs, with like not necessarily the stripes, because they're not like, typically when you think of stripe, you think like a different color than the main primary color. But it they're like kind of like they're the same color. They're still white. They're just like the pattern of stripes. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, if you know what they look like, you know what they look like. It's sort of a rubbery kind of lounge chair kind of feel. So they got those, and then there was like a table at some point. Just outside stuff, but since I can't really think of anything else to talk about, I guess let's further elaborate as to the process of how the pressure washing went. So there was this wall at the end of the property that separated the house from the outside world. There was a road right on the other side of the wall, actually. So we put the chairs. Well, we tried putting the chairs on the grass, but they kept falling over because the pressure washer would knock them over as soon as we turn it on. So then we tried leaning them against a tree, because there's a tree in the yard. But all I would do is just like blow the dirt around and everything like that, so I wasn't good. But eventually, yeah, to lean them against the wall, and that went a lot better. Because when you get walls, it's what can I say about walls? What can I say about walls? Construction related, perhaps. Perhaps separating two things, two lands. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say, I guess, about walls. Let's see, what else? Well, who says we can't finish talking about pressure washing? I certainly can finish talking about pressure washing. In fact, to prove that I can finish talking about pressure washing, I'm going to finish talking about pressure washing right now, in fact. So here we go. I hope you're ready. So, you got the wall. So we have the furniture leaning against the walls. We turn the pressure washer on. And, so I finally have a go at it. And, I mean, it's going fine at first. I'm able to just go, methodically with it. You just sort of, so these chairs have like a layer of like grime. Not sure if that's the right word, but just like a darker, dingy layer of filth that is just covered in. So really, the only way to get it off is pressure washing. So yeah, you take the pressure washer, you go one area at a time. Like if you're doing the legs part of it, then you just go up and then down, and like with the same, like with tracks, like mowing grass. Like you had the one tire, like the end where the other one left off. Well, you know what I mean. It's you know it's that kind of thing. It's like you go in streaks, you know, and so yeah, it's frustrating if you're off by a little bit. There's a little thin strip that's not quite done, so you gotta go over and do that again. But the point is, you know, it's a very methodical process, and it takes a while. It takes a long time to do a thorough job. You know, like probably, like at least a good 5 minutes per chair. You know, per piece of furniture. So. But, you know, so then you go on to the next one, and there's maybe 4 or 5 of these. That's 20, 25 minutes. And so when I'm finally done, you know, I'm just there, just kind of basking in the glory of the whole thing. You know, just sort of taking in a job well done. And so, you know, when I go back to look at the first one, I notice it's like mud all over it again. You know, it's like a thinner layer, but still visible, you know, like it's no longer squeaky clean. So, you know, I mean, what am I to do at that point? I mean, it's because apparently it's from the angle, like if you have them too close together, and then you have one, you know, you're clearing one, you're basically blowing it onto the one next to it, and so it creates a whole cycle or whatever, and I don't know, but you know, it was an interesting day, interesting experience. You know, the X per ions, ion C, ions, the X per ion C. Well, you know, there comes a point in time that, you know, you just gotta go with it, you know, cause otherwise, well, I mean, you know, quite frankly, otherwise, it's gonna be a whole other generation of them, and they're not really gonna want to do much of it. They're certainly not gonna want to pressure wash, that's for sure. And that's alright. I mean, you know, you don't, what are you gonna do? But the pressure washing, it still needs to get done. The question is by who, or rather, by what. So here, folks, is my proposition. So, so there's 16 of them. We'll just make 15 clones of you. Since it's the same amount, 16 to 16. And that way, fair match. Anyway, okay, well, we're not even halfway through. I thought we were, Anyway, let's get something for the jellyfish in the audience. Hey there, jellyfish. How are you doing? How are you doing, jellyfish? How you holding up? Liking the episode? Are you liking the content that we're throwing out there? Any of the content we're producing? That's just wonderful. We understand Lofty the fish is in the audience. Somewhere. By the audience, we mean the ocean. My language and my culture, audience and ocean are complete synonyms. By complete, I mean they're full words. They're not abbreviations. But yeah, I mean, let's see what's the thing I was gonna say. Not quite sure. I don't remember. Yeah, looks like we're getting a phone call here. Who's it from? Ring ring. Hello? Hey, it's Figurative Frank here. Oh, Figurative Frank. Come right in. Oh, you see, this is a phone call. I'm not actually at your house. Oh, pardon me. It's just a habit I have. That's just what I do, I'm so used to writing characters, so I understand that. I've wrote quite a few characters myself, Oh, really? Can, um, can you give us a little bit of, perhaps some dialogue that you wrote? What, you mean, like, out of context? You what? Yeah. I mean, I would. I'd just rather present some context, some backstory to the dialogue. Alright? You can do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna set the stage here for both you and your audience. Okay, so the year is 2465 AD, and the oh, there is only one ice cream cone remaining, and the humans that can afford ice cream at this point in time are fighting over the ice cream, and the ice cream seems to be not getting eaten at the moment, but rather waiting for a time to get eaten, waiting for eating to take place. Well, you know how it is, Wait, how do you know my last name? Do you work for someone else? Alright, hold on. This is still going. I don't know how much silence that was. I apologize. I hope we didn't lose anybody there. I don't understand. I wasn't tired when I started this. Always happens. Just not usually this early on. Still got another 10 minutes. Alright, well, Figurative Frank, it was nice talking to you. Why don't you scoot down? I'll see you out of here. Alright, okay. I also want to let you know you can stay if you wanted to. You know, you put these clothes on them. Heat, you get the members of their lineup all here, all same birth. All fixins. Star fruit. Wait, so you're saying that every day that you didn't get working, and she just said what? You know, feeling the feel like at which point you feel like you need to watch more. Yeah, this happened twice, by the way. It's big to see you all around. So, I'd like to introduce you. And then you're just settle down. You know, maybe it's just I'm away for that weekend. Yeah. Here's on my face. A little too hard to explain. Out of context here also. Yeah. Because if that's time we get there. Straight to 40. You know. This illustration is yeah. You know, we're currently at the So, basically, you just gotta remember where those are, you know? Perhaps you just need guidance from the Wizard Education Institute, future Tony Gunk wannabes. You'd be surprised how many people just really get excited about this stuff. Anyway, it's a long episode here. I guess we'll wrap it up here. Anyway, pressure washing, yeah. Alright, thanks for listening.